Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first. I've got quite a nice rack. I can't see a bingo here. So how to sort it out? Well, I could play my high for 18. Wow, fantastic rack. I will surely be bingoing next turn. Today has been an absolutely calamitous day. I'm heading off to Malaysia and Thailand for some big Scrabble tournaments in a couple of weeks' time, and I'm trying to record videos to release while I'm away, and I endeavoured to record my first video at 11 o'clock this morning, and my microphone was not working. It's taken me 5 hours to resolve the problem, which has been amazingly annoying. And what had happened is that the privacy settings within my computer had changed from on to off in terms of allowing apps to access the microphone. And that took me 5 hours to discover, so a bit of a wasted day. However, I have a bingo rack. So does my high take an S? I think it does. Yes, it does. So I'm drawn to column 11. Is there a 7-letter play with an S in 4th place? Gelatos, legatos, goblets, goldust, goglets, toggles, logettes, possibly, logiest, longest, gosh, that looks like there should be something, can't see it, goslets, close, okay, so I've got plenty of plays in column 11 which get my high doubled. Would I be better off playing in row I? Running underneath my high, possibly. So it would need to be ESO. I don't remember any of those. So I'm inclined to just play in column 11. How can I avoid getting a vowel next to a premium square? Well, I can play gelatos, and that's for 74. Pretty good. Could well be a bingo here. Is there a 7? Not seeing one. So what about the floaters in gelatos? I've got accented with a C. Can't see anything with a G. Or an E. Through an N, I would have 10 dance. Wow, this looks like it goes with an L. Not seeing it with an A. So, at the moment I'm not seeing a bingo. What about through XI? No, opponent changes. Wow, leaving all these floaters in gelatos. So, am I sure I don't have a bingo? I was expecting those to be taken. Now, there is a 7 here. There's enacted. Does that play anywhere? Yes, it does. Wow. Enacted plays across here. Probably massively inferior to a bingo which goes through a floater in gelatos because of the way it opens up column 1. But certainly it's better to play a bingo than to miss playing one. However, is there a bingo with this rack plus an L? That was the floater which particularly drew my attention. Can't see it, so I'm going with this. Not good, although GRR is good. One consequence of my microphone problems was that I started a game with trip 4ZS this morning and had to abandon it almost immediately because of the microphone problems, and I lost 17 points as a result of the consequential adjudication. No, absolutely no criticism of my opponent, but just one more consequence of the microphone issue. And in fact, I owe my opponent an apology for bailing out so early in that game. I think he just made a move when I quit the program, and I didn't even see what his move was, so I hope it wasn't a bingo. I know I had a blank on my rack. Wow, opponent changes again. So, what a shame I haven't got a better rack to tackle column 1 with. Is there any way of getting through to this triple? I've got res, but that doesn't reach it. I've got reses. Keeping GRR, 42 points. Well, I was just about to hit teacher to see if there was something better, but that's only available in the Facebook app or the EA app. I'll have to wait until after the game is finished to see if there was something better. Now, my rack has improved. Through an I would have Migrator. Do I have anything through the available floaters? I've got Gram as an ending with Rot. Rotogram not good. Not quite Martagon. Now, what about the E? Not seeing anything. However, this rack is quite nice. So what can I do with it? Trezes is good. So do I have a play of at least 4 letters long? Well, I may not. Well, I have Trog. Let me see what that scores. Quite a nice rack leap, 28 points, pretty good. Oh, beneath the double word square, not so good. But I think I will go with this. I think helping to populate the top left of the board is moving towards taking out the floaters and gelatos, which are more useful to my opponent since he's behind. Now, look at that. That is surely close to a bingo. Through an A, which I've just blocked, I would have had Parament. What about the... Ah, well, I have Parament through the A of gelatos, should that remain available. And that's an anagram of Permatan, which doesn't play. I'm wondering about Peterman. I don't think it's good. And it is fantastic, Peterman. So I do have a bingo through the E of gelatos. That remains available. And this is another risky play, or volatile play rather, in that it opens up a 9-timer, just as Enacted did. So Peterman for 76. Quite a nice pickup. W and U not so good, but no duplicates. And I think overall I've had quite a kind run of tiles in this game. I've got a wall above the O of Trog, W-A-U-L, which gets rid of the W and the U. It does leave a slightly vowel heavy rack leave. Still one blank to come. So, is there anything, any alternative to wall? I could play war in column 2, helping the vowel consonant balance, but that doesn't score as much as war. Great, only 18 points for my opponent. And for those who don't know, oh gosh. Okay, my nice run of tiles has come to an end. I was going to say that my opponents are selected when I go on to ISC. I just send out a general seek to anybody over with an ISC rating of over 1400 points, and whoever's first to respond, I play. And almost immediately after issuing that seek request, I call up a list of everyone over 1400 and individually challenge them, starting from the top and working down. If I relied just on the seek, sometimes I found before I was waiting a long time, but if I then individually matched people, I tended to get a better response. So I use a combination of the two at the moment. Unfortunately, I very rarely have to wait very long at all. However, if when I join somebody sees me joining and immediately asks for a game, I tend to play them. Now, what to do with this horror show? Through a U, I would have Dweebovision. Sorry, through a B, I would have Dweebovision. Still one B to come. This may be bad enough to change. I've got a good lead, over 200 points. So it would be nice to keep scoring, but this is surely too bad to play through. Unless I can play Dweebovision. Yen takes an S after it. Column 12, quite hot, parallel to yen. KY takes a U and an E. But my rack is too bad to really use that to good effect. If I do change, I'll be keeping just the E. Even though that's vowel heavy and there are 5 to come, it's just such a useful tile to have. Duplicate E not really a problem. Unless it's part of a very vowel heavy rack. Opponent taking a while. Maybe he has finally got a bingo-y rack. I can't see any play at all in column 8 apart from nothing. I was going to say pub. I would really need to play off 2 U's and an I, or 2 I's and a U, to even think about playing on with this rack. "12 minutes on my opponent's clock, 13 on mine, 38 tiles in the bag." Opponent does bingo. Very nice, 72 points. Doesn't provide anything to help me with my rack. And he plays one of the 5 E's. Okay, pretty good. Through a T, I would have Etour D. It is a vowel heavy rack, so there's not going to be many bingos with this combination. Opponent just 140 points behind now. So I'm thinking about playing EUOI. That doesn't play parallel to Yen's. Jap takes an E. I've got Auri as well on my rack. That's another way of sorting it out. And I can play that here. And it's not massively dangerous because AE takes nothing after it. It turns over a lot of tiles, it sorts the rack out, and 20 points is an okay score with no scoring tiles. Another nice rack. I thought for a moment I had Meteoroid, but that's a 9-letter play. Nice score for my opponent. So, where are the floaters? And I'm probably looking at consonants for this rack. Well, there's the M. I've got the ED ending. Not seeing anything else. The A is still available. The C isn't available. And the U's available. So, through a U I have Etuidi, but the U's in the wrong place. So I can't bingo with this rack that I can see. So, how to sort it out? Well, I can do this. I can do Dite. Do I have a play ending ED for slightly more points? I do. I have Roted for 32 points, which is a good score, and it's also denying that spot for my opponent. Let me look at the remaining vowels. 13 out of 28, so slightly risky retaining 2, but I do like the extra score. I draw vowels, but I do have 1 scoring tile, so this isn't as bad as the previous horror show. So 160 point lead, pretty good. 30 points for my opponent. He's continuing to score well. Still 14 tiles to come, including the blank. 9 vowels out of 21, but mainly O's and I's. In fact, only 1 A and E left. So my A and double E are pretty useful. What can I do with my U and my Y? I don't have to play the Y off. I just probably will in order to increase score. Not seeing anything at the moment, and I'm looking. Well, there's this N, a Y can go next to that. E and U can go next to Chi. Ah, great, I've got Yui down here. 34 points, that's a lot more than I was expecting with this rack, and the rack leaves fairly balanced, and pretty good if I can dodge vowels, and in particular dodge I's. I draw vowels, fortunately no I's. I draw the last A. Now I have Aeolian as a 7. Can't see anywhere for that on this board. Vino takes nothing in front. So what about the M of Peterman? Does that give me a bingo? Not that I can see. However, I think it's fairly academic with 11 tiles in the bag. I've got a lead of 160 points, so I think victory is assured. Famous last words. But the remaining tiles, not very bingo friendly, and an opponent really needs 2 bingos, and even then, that's probably not going to be enough. So what to do if Aeolian remains unplayable? Well, I need to look at the high scoring tiles on the board. So I've got Zoa, which is quite nice. It gets rid of the O with 2 to come. Deduplicates the A's. Opponent changes. So I'm going to go ahead and play Zoa for 18. Fantastic. I draw the second blank. And now, do I have something to do the beginning with the M? Just checking how many tiles I can play after it. Okay, so I can't have a play beginning with M unless it hooks Caillou. So I was thinking of Monilii, Caillou only takes an S, if anything. Yeah. So I have Limneid, except I don't. Why don't I? I do, I think I do. Yes, I have Limneid for 460. What a beautiful final rack. Fortunately, I'm home and dry in terms of winning this game. And my opponent's got a great rack. He's got Goriest on his rack and Goiters, spelt two ways. And I think he may be a little unlucky in that none of those play parallel to Limneid. So I don't think he can play this. I guess the other lane is in row I, ending ES. But I'm not seeing a play for him. He should surely be able to go out in 2, however. Now, okay, I was wondering if he had a play through the O, but I don't think he does. Go for 20. Okay, he really ought to be going out with his last rack, so I think I just have one turn here. I have 8 minutes on my clock. Can I play my Q anywhere? I've got the I, so I can play Chi. Well, maybe I can't. But there are a lot of places to look. Okay, I exhausted spots for QI. What about the U's on the board? Nope, none of those are helpful. No floating I's on the board. 7 minutes on my clock. I think therefore I need to accept that I'm stuck with the Q. So my opponent could play out slowly. So what can I do with WB or V? I could play WAB and B. This is a remarkable board in terms of lacking scoring spots. My W can go in here if I could extend it, and I can't. So this might be the best I can see. WAB for 12, but that is so bad. Is there really nothing better? Let me just recall this. That is just so bad. Well, no, I'm not seeing anything better. And hopefully my opponent will go out now and put this game to bed. But if he does extend it, I will play on. I have Dib. I have Div for 15. Great, that remains available. Do I have a spot for my B? I have bag. Well, opponent goes out. My rating skyrockets to 1759. And the final score, 364 to my opponent, 533 to me, a winning margin of 169 points. So a huge, huge win. Let's see what I missed. It was me to go fast. I played my high. That looks fine. Horrible rack for my opponent. He plays facts. I have a ton of bingos. And the best overlap of my high is just the first two letters for 75, and the other plays scored 74, so very little between those. Opponent's rack, he changes rather. What does he change from? Okay, fair enough. FVW, pretty horrendous. Now, did I miss a bingo here? No, because I played enacted. But was there another? So, yes, there was. There was anti-seed for 76. And I think that would have been a better play. It scores one fewer point. But it doesn't open up column 1 in the way that enacted does. Opponent's rack. He could have got 36 for fees. He chose to change. And now, right. Well, 42 points from Geese initially looks like a much better play than Rez's, but look at the rack leave. 3 R's and an S, or same score for Rez's, GRR. Although the S is good, 3 R's are really, really bad. I think I'm more likely to bingo after keeping GRR than I am keeping triple RS, so I prefer Rez's over Geese. And I do want to take out column 1, so I'm not treating Grazer, I'm not regarding Grazer as a better play. Opponent's rack, he plays Nick. Great, no missed bingo here. What do? I play Trog for 28. That looks fine. AMR much better than RR and Gore. Or maybe not much better, but definitely better. Opponent's rack, he plays Yen. And, wow, Permeant C7. Okay, that scores a lot. What did I do? I did Peterman for 76, so Permeant better. Yeah. Opponent's rack. He plays Finn. Now, what do I do here? I think I play Wall for 27. And Bapu A8. Probably a better play, while a better rack leave than BEI. But not much between those. Opponent has a choice of bingos. Plays Lapides. My rack is a horror show, and I still like changing. Even though I could have got 24 points for B. Opponent's rack, he plays Jap. Although he had 57 for Gins. Running through the eye of Lapides. My rack, I play Auri, and I like that. Although I like 37 points a lot more. D8. Right, making J. So I think Edal a better play for sure. Opponent's rack. Okay, so this is my rack. Show plays, and it's not showing up. Not sure about that. So I play Roted. Opponent's rack, he plays Nar. I have Yui. Opponent plays something. He changes. I have Aeoli and it doesn't go down. I play Zoa, which is fine. Wow, opponent has Dimorous. Difficult to see through the M of Peterman, but there was a bingo there. I was going to say, look at all those bingos I missed, but I did in fact play Limniad for 60. Alternative bingos were Lassini E through the A, and Emailing through the M, and Limousin through the M, all scoring the same as Limniad. And Lassini E does open up column 15, so not much between those. And in fact, no, I was going to say if I'd played in column 14, my opponent could have bingoed either side of my bingo, but he couldn't. The left would still be unavailable. No bingo here. My opponent plays Go. And the Q could have been played. I12. Ah, in front of Yui. Okay. What did I do? I played WAB for 12. An opponent could have gone out. Doesn't. I still have Quay or Key. I played Div. An opponent finally does go out. So, after a horrendous day for all sorts of crappy technical reasons, it's great to be back playing on ISC, and a thumping victory to go with it. Over 500 points, over 170 points of winning spread. So all good stuff. I hope you enjoyed watching that, and I will see you next time.